Hi, I'm Sami Miro. I'm a vintage curator and stylist, and today I'm going to show you what's in my underwear drawer. I got into vintage when I was about 14 years old. I was in high school and a lot of the kids there came from extreme wealth and I did not. Kids were wearing stuff, a lot of designer brands, and I couldn't afford that. Randomly one day when I was window shopping and trying on like fancy clothes I couldn't ever afford, in the back of the store was a massive vintage collection. It had all of those brand names that the cool kids were wearing. So I was able to keep up with the cool kids, but my stuff had like holes in it and was like a little grimy. From that, I realized that actually vintage is way more awesome than new stuff and turned into a serious passion. This is like a really pretty, sexy bustier. It's probably from like the 80s. I actually usually wear it as like outerwear. I typically don't wear like bras or anything like that. I only wear them for outerwear. This is just one of those pieces, and this is one of my favorite vintage examples. This piece is also kind of speaks to the nature of vintage. It used to be like huge. I just got it tailored and now it looks great and I wear it all the time. So that's something that you often have to do with vintage clothing because it's been, worn and pulled, and sometimes you'll find something really unique that's not your size, but you have to get it anyway because it's one of a kind. Menswear is very, very important to me because I was raised by my dad and I had an older brother. There was a huge male influence in my life, and all of my hand-me-downs were men's clothing versus women's clothing, which totally sucked at the time. But I totally made it work. Like, I would wear shirts and button-ups as dresses and like rip holes in their big jeans to make them a little sexier. I don't like anything to be too much of one thing. If I have like a sexy thing like this, for example, I'll put some like pretty loose fitted ugly weird pants with it, so it's not like too much sexy, so that there's always a contrast. If I wear some big baggy boy outfit, I'll have my like pretty lingerie underneath it, and even though no one else sees it, I know about it. To this day, I mean, I would probably say like 20-ish% of my closet is men's clothing. The only part of my closet that's not menswear is probably like my sexy intimate section. So this bra is very near and dear to my heart. It was my mother's bra. My mom was around until I was about 10 years old consistently, and then slowly over time fell off. I didn't see her from age 15 to 25. My mom and I don't have a relationship now. When my mom started slowly moving out of my life, it was obviously really difficult, and I would spend a lot of time being upset over it, obviously. And then one day I had an epiphany when I was about 15 years old, and I realized like the situation I was in and how amazing my dad is, and then I have to focus on that. Now when I look back at it, I actually think it was a blessing in disguise that she just kind of like fell off the face of the earth for 10 years. It's much easier to move on with your life when it's just like cold turkey. So I think it worked to my advantage. But I had literally the best dad in the entire world who took over a role as a mother as well. And I don't think anybody could have ever done a better job than he did.